Hi there and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Angie and I'm a chemist who loves makeup. So today is going to be my full review of the Jaclyn Concealer and Skin Tint. I previously made a video in which I broke down the ingredients and the marketing in these formulas, so if you want to check that out, I will leave a link down below and in the cards if that's of interest to you. I tried using both of these products in pretty much every way I can think of. I used the concealer just on its own, a concealer with a different foundation. I used just the foundation. I used the foundation with the different concealer, and then I wore the foundation as a tinted moisturizer, meaning no extra moisturizer. And of course I tried both of the products on my face at the same time. So first we'll talk about the concealer. So application wise, if you use a wet sponge, this is not going to suck it up. As I mentioned in my first video, this is very heavily dimethicone and silicone-y. So it's not going to interact as easily with water. That could be a benefit because you don't need as much product because it's not going to get sucked up by the sponge. I will also say that the tip of the applicator does lend itself to this. It is a doe foot applicator, but it is very flat, so you're not getting a huge amount of product. So at least the concealer one does work for how the product applies, in my opinion. However, it does set really quickly. I used it under my eyes as well as a spot treatment on some blemishes. By the time I was done using the sponge to blend out my under eyes, these spots on my chin had already dried. For me, that's a con because I like to apply it all at once and then blend it out after. I don't like to have to apply, blend, apply, blend, apply, blend. For me, I also blend my concealer up onto my eyelids to act as an eye primer. It works really well as an eye primer in the sense that the eyeshadow blends on top of it really well. I set my concealer with powder and the eyeshadow did blend really nicely on top of it. Some things I do not like about this product is it does seem to get creasy. Wearing it throughout the day, as I said, I wear it on my eyelids and it did seem to crease. This isn't a super uncommon thing, but it's definitely not a pro on its part. And underneath my eyes right here where I have some fine lines, it did seem to settle into there over the course of a day. Also not a great spot treatment concealer. I did have a couple of pretty prominent red spots on my chin during the time I was trying it out, and it didn't really seem to fully cover it up. I could still see them under the concealer, and it does feel kind of drying. It is more of a silicone-y kind of concealer. This concealer doesn't have that many humectants in here, so it does feel kind of drying. I did alleviate that a little bit by using an eye cream prior to using this. It's not a super hydrating concealer, which is typically what my preference is. This concealer I didn't have any weird interactions issues with. It worked similarly when I had no foundation to when I used the Milani Screen Queen foundation and the Jaclyn Skin Tint. It seemed to perform the same regardless of which one I use, which is a pro, so that way it works consistently no matter what the foundation is. But overall, I definitely prefer more hydrating concealers, which this one is not. Overall, I probably would not buy this concealer again. I personally prefer more hydrating concealers, and especially since this one doesn't do a really good job of covering up spots, and it's just more expensive volume wise than a lot of other concealers. This isn't one that I feel like I would recommend to people. I'll probably just end up using this as an eye primer since it works decently at that, and that's probably how I'm going to try to use up this product. There are quite a few other concealers that I do enjoy and prefer, so I will leave those down below if you are looking for a new concealer. Now we're going to move on to the Skin Tint. Application wise, this one applies just fine. Also with this sponge, it blends out pretty well, I must say. I think it does give a really nice look to the skin. It doesn't really have very much coverage. It is basically just to help even out your skin tone, which she did say in a video that I found on her Instagram reels, I think it was. But if you do have very textured skin and you're not very comfortable with how it looks, this isn't going to really do much for you in that aspect. It's also not something I would wear if I was going to do really heavy eye makeup. It's definitely more for that natural, fresh face kind of look. And like I mentioned in my previous video, this product is not transfer proof. In fact, I wore a white mask today to work, so I could see it on the inside that part of it had transferred, but it does wear very nicely and evenly throughout the day. This is what my face looks like after 8 hours of wearing it. It's kind of hard to tell because the lights definitely help, but it doesn't look like it does a lot of days when I wear a heavier foundation, where this part of my chin is just exceptionally red in comparison to the rest of my face. And I personally don't notice a lot of settling of the skin tint itself into fine lines throughout the day, as opposed to how the concealer wore throughout the day. So this was labeled in the description of the product and videos as being a tinted moisturizer or a blurring primer. There was one day that I was using this product that I forgot to use my moisturizer, which is the CeraVe moisturizing lotion. It's nothing special. And this product was not sufficient enough to where I would call it a moisturizer. My face did still have a dry feeling afterwards, and I don't have exceptionally dry skin or anything like that. Maybe if you're really oily, this would actually work as a sufficient moisturizer, but if you have dry skin, it's definitely not going to work in that manner. You're going to need to moisturize before using this product. I was kind of glad I accidentally did that though, so I could test it in that manner. When I do use a skin tint with moisturizer, my skin does not feel dry. It feels very comfortable. Product also wears very comfortable. It's really good if you don't want a very heavy foundation on, but you still want some color. So I do really like it in that aspect. It does wear very comfortably throughout the day. I do enjoy this product, and I think there are people who would like this product, but I don't think I would probably end up buying it again. Once I run out of this, I would honestly probably just use concealer again and go without foundation. But overall, if you just have some redness to your skin, this will cover it up. Obviously, it didn't cover up any of those more prominent red spots, but for just evening the overall skin tone, it was good. But personally for me, I will use up this product, and I did like this product, but I don't think I would be buying it again because I'd probably just go without foundation and just use concealer on its own. But if you are someone who just want a little bit of coverage, this actually was a product that I really liked, so I could recommend it in that sense. I do think it's really interesting that she launched this product as her first foundation-esque product, because she's pretty much known for her full glam. That's how I got into makeup, was watching her videos. So I think it's interesting she went with a product that is a very subtle product, but that's just me. So leave a comment down below what you think about this line of products. Are there any other products you want me to look into? And do not forget to subscribe so you will not miss when I upload a new video. With that, I will see you in my next video. Bye!